So I'm going to be doing the discernment thing that Soraya does. We're just gonna see what I get and then see what she gets and see if it's the same. Okay, like you see, I got this from her video. I haven't watched it yet, but let's see what I get from looking at this picture of Wolfhard. So the way that I get my discernment is I get it in my body. I feel it first. I feel what the other person or whoever I'm looking at or hearing about is feeling, and I just felt that a feeling of coming so far and doing so much, going through so much, and being happy where he's at. Like, you know, with the career, but it's just so tiring and so much and so straining and just so draining and just like kind of tired is what I'm getting in my body. Just very like almost to the point where it's like he's very grateful for what he's been able to be a part of and what he's done, but it's taken a toll. Like, he loves what he does, but everything that comes with it or in his specific journey has been rough. It's been rough. But this picture specifically, he's just kind of like, you know, kind of just like, yep, doing the same thing over and over again. I just smile real quickly and then let me get out of here. Like, it's kind of this like cycles and just like, yeah, just tired. Same thing over and over again. I'm not sure if like a break is what he really is wanting, but it's like it might be inevitable that he should take one because it's like but yeah, that's what I got. I don't really get visuals. I can try to do that. I don't know, I just saw like laying down, like kind of like spread out on the bed, and a lot of like pins or like needles in him, and like feeling very heavy, like weight on just like the chest and arm, and just kind of laying there, not really doing anything about it. I don't know what that means, but that's what I got in my head. But now we're gonna see what Soraya thought, and we're gonna just see if it's similar.
Hi, my name is Soraya. I have and I practice the gift of spiritual and energetic discernment. I don't always see everything, and I'm not always right. But with that said, this is what I see when I look at Wolfhard. What I get for him is that fame has been far more difficult for him than, I don't know if it's more difficult than he had anticipated, or if it's more difficult than we understand, or if it's both, but I just get the feeling that fame has been really hard on him. Something that I'm seeing with him energetically is that he has a very thick cloud of darkness, and the phrase that comes to mind with that is that it is encroaching in on him. It's creeping up on him in his periphery, or like it's behind him and is slowly getting closer to him. It's just a visual representation of maybe some of the darkness in Hollywood that's trying to make its way to him, without being able to actually connect to his energy and ask him questions and things like that. There's not really much more that I can learn about it, but it does feel sinister. I'll just say that. Another thing that I'm seeing on him energetically is that he has on both of his arms, he has those kinds of blades, but they're blades that like come down over the forearms and then like shoot out from the fist area. So then you have like two blades, and you can fight with two blades that are, you don't have to like hold on to it with your hand. It's just like on your arm, your forearm. I don't know how to say that, but I do feel like those are spiritual weapons that he uses as a form of self-defense for the most part. And I do feel like, unfortunately, I feel like he uses them fairly often on his fans specifically. Yeah, so I don't necessarily think he hates his fans, but I do feel like he feels the need to protect himself from them at times. And things that he's working through, you know, he had his adolescence. He went through adolescence in the spotlight, which I'm sure was really, really taxing for him, kind of going back to what I was saying at the beginning of this video, just really taxing, and that fame being heavier than maybe he was anticipating, like that stuff I said before. I think that that's probably connected to some of the far-awayness of his gaze in this picture. There could definitely be other things as well that are contributing to it, but that was just the thought that came to mind. So anyway, that's all that I'm going to get into for this video, so thank you for watching.
So coming back from watching her video, there was like that main part in the beginning that definitely we both kind of tapped into, looking at that picture, just like of his fame possibly being a lot more than, got cut off, but a lot more than he thought, and it's just taking a toll. Like, it's just a lot going on, and yes, like she was saying, childhood actor, yeah, a lot of spotlight, a lot of, and I agree with the fans part, like yeah, there's a lot going on with that, and he definitely probably is like kind of a little worried and you know, a little anxious about it, but a lot of people would be, honestly, and I'm sure a lot of people are. I mean, I know I would be. So the protection, yeah, and I agree with that storm cloud. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I did not get as much as she did. Like, if you watch her full video, she goes into way more than what I showed, but I just get an overall, like, general vibe of what that person or whoever I'm looking at or listening to is feeling in that moment. I get them also if you tell me the situation, and then I get what they felt about the situation. So it just depends. But by a picture, it's just like an overall vibe, because there's not much you can get from a picture when it comes to emotional state, what they've gone through, what they are thinking. You know, we can't really get too much on that. So yeah, anyways, I just like tapping into that, and I don't like going too far. I get overall general, because, you know, these are people with real lives. They've already had all their life put on display, so it's like not really trying to dig too deep into their stuff, because that's very personal. But yeah.